all day, every day.
Why?
Just think he knocks him out cold.
Would you be willing to take the bet with Tyson Fury that's saying that Jake is going to beat you?
No, I'm not worried about what Tyson Fury's got to say. That's what I'm saying. It ain't even about the money. I'm betting on myself.
Yep.
I'm focusing on myself. I'm fully betting on myself. I ain't worried about what anyone's got to say.
So when I'm bouncing around the ring, jabbing, weaving, and doing all of these things, I know I can pick them apart and score points and make this a very, very big contest.
According to reports, Tyson Fury stunned everyone when he suddenly interrupted the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul press conference. Immediately shifting the energy in the room, with cameras rolling, Fury delivered a bold warning to Joshua, insisting that Jake Paul is far more dangerous than people think. He even claimed that Paul has the power, discipline, and self-belief to pull off a major upset. Fury went so far as to say he would bet £1 million on Jake Paul to beat Joshua, a statement that sent shockwaves through fans and pundits alike.
About possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's a spent force, and I think Jake Paul's on the rise. And I like his new heavyweight look. Bit chubby, bit bulky. I like how Jake Paul calls that full spectrum from.
Anthony Joshua responded sharply to Tyson Fury's bold £1 million bet on Jake Paul knocking him out. Joshua emphasized that he isn't distracted by side bets or external noise, and that his only focus is himself and getting the job done in the ring. He dismissed the wager as irrelevant, saying he prefers to back himself rather than gamble or get caught up in the hype. Joshua made it clear he's preparing to fight, collect his paycheck, and move on, with no interest in betting games or outside predictions.
Would you be willing to take the bet with Tyson Fury that's saying that Jake is going to beat you?
No, I'm not worried about what Tyson Fury's got to say. That's what I'm saying. It ain't even about the money. I'm betting on myself.
Yep.
I'm focusing on myself. I'm fully betting on myself. I ain't worried about what anyone's got to say.
He did say he's going to put £1 million on it. Would you be willing to take that bet with Tyson Fury?
Respectfully, I'm not worried about what Tyson Fury's got to say, or I'm not here for any of that betting and nonsense. I'm here to fight, and that's all it is. Once I get the job done, I'm gonna collect my check, cash it, and I'm gonna focus on the next one. My bet is on me doing enough.
Jake Paul remains confident that he can defeat Joshua, stating that Anthony Joshua struggles against smaller fighters, suggesting a potential advantage for himself in the bout. Analysts, including a commentator named Henry from a podcast, have broken down Joshua's fights against smaller opponents, noting patterns in his performances. While Paul highlights a perceived vulnerability, the analysis points out that Joshua's technical skill, power, and reach advantage generally compensate for size differences. The discussion reflects the broader debate over how physical disparities affect outcomes, but Joshua's experience and preparation make him a formidable challenge regardless of Paul's claims.
Anthony Joshua definitely doesn't struggle, and that's against guys who are of a similar stature to him. When he won his first world title against Charles Martin, he was a taller heavyweight. Not taller than AJ necessarily, but a heavyweight of taller stature, and he got that one with a very simple knockout. It was one of the easiest fights of Anthony Joshua's career. He had a war against Vladimir Klitschko, but again, he was highly competitive and eventually managed to get Klitschko out of there. In the Kubrat Pulev fight, while it was a mixed performance, he did end up producing one of his best knockouts. Similarly against Robert Helenius, whilst AJ probably didn't put in one of his best performances again, it ended in another dramatic knockout. He was punch perfect against Otto Wallen in my opinion, and he had that absolutely devastating knockout win against Francis Ngannou, who of course, an absolutely enormous man with a fantastic chin, or so it seemed until Anthony Joshua got his hands on him. Even earlier on in his career against the likes of White, Brazil, and Molina, these were all taller heavyweights who AJ dealt with consummate ease. Of course, most recently he had that loss against Daniel Dubois, but we can't say that Daniel Dubois...
Jake Paul presents himself as a fearless contender, ready to take on any challenge. But beneath the bravado, it's clear he's aware of the enormous size difference he faces. He jokes about having to look up just to meet Joshua's eyes, yet he still tries to project the same energy and confidence he shows before every major event. He wants people to believe that sheer confidence can carry him against a fighter who has held major belts and defeated top-level opponents. Jake frames the challenge as a lesson for young fighters, suggesting that stepping up against someone this formidable demonstrates courage and ambition.
You, Anthony Joshua, how we doing?
Dude, never been better. This is what I dreamed of. This is what I manifested into reality. I'm here to shock the world, inspire the next generation. We're in the Heat arena. I'm a big Heat fan. Miami's on fire. This is my first pro fight, was in Miami against Gibb. I'm bringing that same energy here. First round KO.
And the Schmo interviewed you there. When you fought Gib, it was on Fight TV. We've been with you along the way. Not very many times you're looking up at a face-off. So what did you make of looking up for one of the very first times at a face-off right here?
Just looking up at Daddy there and just seeing, you know, how big he is, and just my eyes were kind of going into his nipples and stuff, which I kind of liked. And then basically I was just like, whoa, he's big in that. And then, yeah, I can't believe how tall he is.
Is this chain really on the line for the winner?
I don't know if it's confirmed, but I mean, I'm down. But he has to put something up too. There has to be something in it for me.
You say this is the biggest upset that's going to be in boxing history, right up there with 42-1 with Buster Douglas. Yep. What is the headline going to be when you knock this guy out and he's laying on the canvas?
Matchroom CEO Frank Smith has sparked fresh controversy around the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight, warning that the event is less about sport and more about showmanship. He argued that rather than a legitimate boxing contest, the bout will be a spectacle engineered for entertainment, not a serious test of skill. Smith suggested that what fans are getting is designed to sell shock rather than uphold boxing's competitive integrity. By framing it as serious entertainment, he cast doubt on how genuine or competitive the fight would truly be. Smith also said he remains hopeful that a Fury versus Joshua showdown could still happen. He referred to that bout as the biggest fight to be made, expressing optimism that by 2026, the mega clash could finally materialize. At the same time, Smith cautioned that boxing is full of talk and that not all proposed fights come to fruition, implying that while the idea excites fans, many logistical and contractual hurdles remain.
Sorry, just to silence all the doubters here, you know, a lot of people saying this can't be real, you know, Anthony Joshua going in there, it must be an exhibition, or Anthony Joshua's going to it's going to be choreographed and Anthony's going to carry him through a couple of rounds. I know Anthony Joshua, just to silence all those doubters, he's going to go in there to do a job, right?
It's 100% real. It's 100% real. People asking why is it 8 rounds, not 10? Because I don't think it goes past the first round. So it's, you know, regardless, it's quite irrelevant. I think he steps across the ring and knocks him out, you know, but we're in for a bit of fun and everyone's going to be tuning in.
It might not be fun for Jake Paul. I mean, it's serious entertainment, is it?
Yeah, 100%. You know, look, I agree with you. I accept Jake Paul is absolutely mental for doing this, and I don't think he quite realises. I think he's got people around him who actually are saying, you know, Anthony Joshua's chinny. He said it in interviews. It's quite wild, but you know, if that's the world he wants to live in, he'll find out on December 19th.
And Frank, to finish with, the plan is still sometime in 2026, AJ against Tyson Fury, and Turki Al-Sheikh's working on that, is he?
That's the fight we want to make. That's the fight we want to see. Look, we're all guilty of doing a lot of talking over the years and that not happening. So I don't want to talk too much, but that is definitely what we want to see in 2026.
Joe Rogan believes the matchup is wildly dangerous, calling it one of the craziest fight propositions in recent memory. He emphasized that Joshua's size, power, and experience make him a legitimately terrifying threat for Paula, former champion with Olympic pedigree and proven knockout ability. Rogan doubts any contractual quirks will reduce Joshua's danger, saying such measures won't neutralize his power or skill. Rogan also said that Jake Paul should look at what Anthony Joshua did to Francis Ngannou, pointing to Joshua's knockout of Ngannou as a clear demonstration of just how dangerous he can be. According to Rogan, Ngannou's defeat is a warning sign for Paul. Stepping into the ring with Joshua isn't just a challenge, it could end badly.
Anthony Joshua.
Boy. Well, realistically, it's one of the craziest propositions of all time. You take a guy who just had a boxing match that looks like a sparring match with a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and then you're going to fight one of the absolute scariest knockout artists in the heavyweight division. Maybe we should watch the Francis Ngannou fight so you could see. Let's watch that real quick, just so you can see what Anthony Joshua is capable if he's fighting someone that's not in his league. Okay, look, Usyk beat him, and he beat him twice, and Andy Ruiz caught him in the first fight and dropped him and stopped him. It was spectacular. Andy Ruiz is super fucking talented. Usyk is perhaps the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time. Maybe one of the greatest of all time in any weight class. Usyk. You know, and Usyk beat him, and he beat him twice. But Francis Ngannou is coming off of this fight with, like, go a little bit before that so we can see this happen. Watch this. So he drops him with a right hand early, and this is like 2 minutes into the first round. And Francis gets up, he survives, and then Joshua Check out this combination he hits him with. I mean, dude, the speed that he hits him with this, he's so dangerous, man. It's like you're dealing with a guy who's an Olympic gold medalist, and he's enormous, and he's got vicious knockout power, and he's got immense amount of experience at world-class levels. Just think about what we said earlier. Fought Usyk twice, fought Andy Ruiz.
Jake Paul really pull off an upset against Anthony Joshua? Or is the size and experience gap simply too much? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.